Hello and welcome everyone to Never Ready's Always Gaming Podcast, episode 30. It is the week of February 24th, 2018. Today we are joined by one person only.
Who's that?
And it's the producer, George.
It's kind of my house, so you can really...
Shut it. And my name is Jose, aka Al. Remember that we post a show every Monday or Tuesday on your favorite podcast service of choice. If you enjoyed today's episode, please consider subscribing. So, another two-man show. It feels like I'm getting used to just being a two-man show.
So we just start talking about old school games now?
So, what's up with wrestling?
Nothing. Nothing important.
All right, so let's just go right into it, because I think we have a... I want to talk a lot about today about the news, because it's very interesting.
So the least. Very interesting.
Let's talk about what we've been playing. So, start with you. The one thing you've been playing, I think.
Well, I'm always playing 2K19. I just don't mention it because nobody wants to hear about that on a consistent.
What's up with 2K19? What's the new... Oh, wait, you don't play multiplayer, though, right?
No, I don't. I can't... I'm very old school to where if I play multiplayer, it's with people in the room with me. It's not with people online. I can't stand.
Come on, it's the best time. It's with a little kid yelling at you.
Yeah.
He's gonna fuck your mom and all this other shit.
Yeah, I don't know. Ever since Call of Duty traumatized me so much that it's like I don't go online to play.
Every single time you plug your headset into your controller, you start hearing like little kid noises, like talking, yelling at you.
No.
Maybe a cup in a cold sweat.
Yeah, it's like I'm just rocking back and forth on the couch. My wife comes in and is like, "What's wrong?" He's like, "They're so mean."
These kids. Quick question. What would you do, like, if you like we your kid and hear him yelling, talking a bunch of smack online? We'd be like, it's just a kid. I'd be like, what the fuck is wrong with you, boy?
No, I'll sit there and watch him. I'll be like, "Yeah, it's better back it up." That's the thing is, I had a buddy of mine who he didn't yell, but he'd always talk a lot of shit. And we'd always be in a group together, so the rest of us are like, "Oh God, now we're gonna have to save his ass."
I had the experience of with two brothers playing a lot of Call of Duty growing up, and the brother that's closest age to me, I remember him just talking so much shit online, but he's a troll. So he did a lot of things just to get to be under people's skins. Yeah. But sometimes I'm like, dude, just leave him. Like, stop. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, it's bad when it gets to the point where it's annoying you. Yeah. You know, you're like, all right, cut the shit, dude.
I know you're trolling. I mean, some of the stuff was hilarious. Because people were fucking taking it serious. He would just be laughing on the other side. But, yeah. So what have you been playing?
As you saw coming in, actually, I was playing a little Resident Evil 7 or just Resident Evil. I don't know what they go by.
Yeah, I think
some people call it 7. Some people just call it Resident Evil.
Yeah, I think it's this one's 7. Yeah.
It's technically 7, but they sold it as like a reboot, but it's not.
Yeah,
it's a sequel.
Yeah, it's Resident Evil 7 : Biohazard.
Yeah. Which is just the Japanese name for the series. So.
Yeah, and it's funny because in Japan it's Biohazard 7 : Resident Evil.
I figured it'd be that much. But yeah, I've been up until what I was playing earlier, just because I didn't feel like turning on the VR and setting all that up.
It's the best way to play.
It really is the best way to play. You want to talk about immersion?
I'm good.
You got these people just running up in your face and catching you.
I'm good.
Listen, right?
Do you, like, when that dude is chasing you around the house, do you feel like that dude's chasing you around the house in VR?
Yes, you're freaking out like, oh shit, where do I go? Do I go this way?
As it gets tense, like when you're trying to search the house, you start hearing him, hey, what are you like, oh shit.
I don't get that tense.
Oh, you figured out his routine. Once you like break out of the game, you're like, all right, I see the fucking AI, what it's doing.
Yeah. Like I said, I don't get scared by him at all. Like the first time he did it, yeah, but like now I'm comfortable. Was it Marguerite or Marjorie or something like that?
The wife?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, she's...
When I had that mission where I play the flashback scene, like not too far flashback, but it's like whatever.
Yeah, you're hiding around.
Yeah. That one freaked me out because she just runs up right into your face.
and does it look like in VR? I remember the game, like it looks like her hair was like floating or something. It seemed like it was underwater.
It's kind of like that. Where it's like,
I don't know if it's meant to be that. Like it's supposed to make it look like that, but I always find it kind of weird.
Yeah, it's right. It could just be a glitch where like, hey, we didn't get the hair right.
Fuck it, ship it. It's creepy.
It's money. Go.
The only thing I didn't like about the game is those fucking goo monsters. Like,
Yeah, they're a little annoying.
they're almost like a replacement for zombies, but they're just like bullet sponges. There's nothing interesting about them.
No.
It's just,
I would have rather had zombies.
yeah, like I wouldn't even have those things. Get them out of there. Like,
Throw some Michael Jackson zombies there. They're doing the throwing dances. They
fucking just
pop up.
walking out of the fucking shadows.
Just doing a
Fucking-
little shoulder thing coming at you.
That'd be fucking terrifying.
It would be. Like, it's funny right now. You think about it, then you see it in the game, you're probably like, oh shit, run.
Yeah, I thought Resident Evil 7, the game is not that long, but it's pretty fucking good. Like, I'm surprised that Capcom took all the criticism, was like, alright, let's fucking go back to the basics and fucking...
But they had like 2 games where they took criticism on them, so it's like 5 was criticized for just being like not scary and just focusing too much on action.
But
it
5
was
was
still
criticized
fun.
for that, but it was still good.
Yes, and I actually liked the co-op play because my buddy and
The co-op was really fun.
my buddy and I actually played the whole game like that. Like, we wouldn't play unless the other one was around. I was like, yo, you were here? All right, let's go, let's play. But 6 I never touched. So
Yeah, 6, it was like they tried to do the whole, oh, everybody's here, the whole cast is here.
yeah,
And,
they try to go Fast and Furious 5. I was like, we have everybody back.
yeah, everybody's here, and it's gonna be scary because the first thing they showed of it, I remember, was like the Leon part, like he's like shooting zombies, like zombies are back. You know what I mean? But then you realize, no, it's still he's still doing somersaults and roundhouse kicking the zombies, like, you know.
You know what that game was missing? The Rock.
The Rock as Leon. You remember The Rock with the Leon haircut? He's rock bottoming zombies, 2 of them at once.
I'm still trying to get my head wrapped around Chris Hemsworth playing Hulk Hogan, so
I think he could do it. Enough makeup.
I still think he needs to bulk up a lot more. So
Yeah.
yes, I don't think he
CG?
wants to.
Oh, he's gonna be a skinny Hogan. Nah, Hogan needs to be fucking
I
jacked.
know, that's what I'm saying. I was like, he gets big for Thor, but he needs to get bigger.
But Freddie Mercury in Bohemian Rhapsody,
Yeah, he
Rami
was.
Malek is way fucking shorter than
He
Freddie
is.
Mercury. So like, and it still worked, right?
They did that working with camera angles and stuff where it was like, all right, we got to make him obviously try to look a little bigger than he actually is.
Like that dude was tiny,
yeah,
like straight up.
which he's even said it. If you read interviews with him when he got the part, he's like that's one of the reasons he didn't think he was going to get the part. He's like, I'm not really the right size. You know,
Yeah.
he was like, well, I'm going for it.
It worked.
Yeah.
So, like, what progress did you make in Resident Evil? Was it the that boss fight?
Yeah, I did. That.
Right. By the way, we're talking freely Resident Evil 7 because
It's
it came out
somewhat
2 years
2 years
ago.
ago.
Like,
Like literally about 2 years ago at this
yeah,
point.
it's fucking crazy. Jesus Christ.
What's with Resident Evil's dropping in January? I don't know.
I like it.
I know, I like it too, but it's just like weird.
Yeah.
'Cause
Wait,
January-
didn't they always launch around the beginning of the not January, but like at the beginning of the year?
Probably, I don't know.
It was always like around. I don't know for some reason. When I think of Resident Evil, I think about being cold out. Like winter vacation, me playing the games and during winter vacation, it's like always
maybe,
like winter.
maybe end of year though. Maybe.
Yeah.
Well, it's just like I'm still wrapping my head around how things have changed over the years because January used to be just a dead month for everything. It's like
No, there's no dead season.
No games, no movies, no nothing. It's like, I don't know, you just play whatever you got for Christmas and hope you finish it by the time we
I
get
love
into it.
that part. Like I loved having that. Like it is fun having all these games coming out once, but like we have limited time. Like now it's the opposite problem, right?
Yeah.
When we were kids,
We had all the time in the world.
more time, no money. Now we have more money, less time. So it's like you want the opposite, and I kind of learned to like let go. Like I'm not gonna play everything. I'm not gonna watch everything. Just pick the things, and that's it. Just go with it. Like I see all these games coming out. I'm like, I want to play
I
this
don't
so
even
bad.
think I don't think I bought a game yet this year. So.
Yeah, I think the only game I bought this year. Actually, wait.
No,
Yeah, I bought Resident Evil 2 Remake and Final Fantasy 9 on Switch. That's all I did. And usually I would buy every single game and then play only one. So, and try all the other ones, but like not get anywhere.
great investment.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's why I stopped. I need to stop. So did we talk about the progress that you made in Resident Evil?
No, we got sidetracked. But yeah, no, I got to I did the little chainsaw battle in the basement, I guess. I
Yeah.
don't know, some fucking weird, like, lair. It's Resident Evil, so you get random rooms and you're like, how is this here?
I love that fight because like it's super tense, like in normal difficulty, super tense. I think I did it like,
it's just still super sensitive.
dude, I did it like 15 times, I swear, like, and I kept dying. Like, Jesus Christ. But once you figure out the pattern, there's a specific pattern to him, then you figure it out.
Like I said, I walked around that middle brick Garrett pole
Yeah.
thing because every time he'd attack, he'd hit that, and then he gets tired and run up on him.
You know, I'm thinking this was different. When I did that part, I had the shotgun already.
Oh, you did?
Because I was blasting out doing the face. I remember now, yeah.
Yeah, I didn't have the shotgun yet.
Yeah, I remember, okay, yeah. I keep forgetting. That's what I like about Resident Evil 7, that it legit went back to the roots. It keeps a lot of the whole, like, going to the safe room. Not typewriters, but the fucking little recorder. Having the like, thing to store shit and, like, switching items, having limited inventory, like, all that shit. I love that. And the whole, like, after you beat them, you got out to the door, you're like, oh, that's what this door led to. Like, having that, like, having the house become smaller and smaller, so you see, like, all the shortcuts and everything that get built.
One thing I'm glad they didn't bring back, tank controls.
No, they should have, in first person.
No.
You sure don't want that?
No, I'm sure. I tried playing one of the older ones because I have those up there. Like, I owned them digitally.
Which ones? Like the actual?
The
or the
original
remakes?
One? I think the remake of the first one, but then I have like...
That was real good.
I have like Resident Evil 0 and...
Oh, yeah, that's on PS4? Yeah, that's also the remake. Yeah, I was playing the first one a few weeks ago. And Jesus Christ, Resident Evil 2 remake, I think I said it like last week. Like, God, it legit keeps... like the old school. I want you to play Resident Evil 2 remake because that game. Oh boy,
I want to, but it's
like short too. It's not that long.
It's just like I need to beat something because I have like all these games halfway done. And,
I'll tell you what, Resident Evil 7. So the house is the first part. The second part is with the wife. Once you beat that second part, you could finish the game there, because the end, that last half, that last third, it's nonsense, and it's like it felt like they ran out of time. You know what I mean? Like it just like it feels rushed and like.
Right, I'm pretty sure I'm almost out of the house at this point. So.
Yeah. I think that's what you need just to get out and get the dog head and get out. Yeah. Yeah, I guess fucking it's like the bayou and shit. You're like, oh fuck, it's all swampy and shit out there, scary. So anything else besides that in 2K?
No. Yeah, I haven't gone back to play other stuff. I've wanted to. I just haven't had the time to like just turn them on.
Does it make you more interested now for Resident Evil?
I've always been interested. Resident
Evil's always 8.
Yeah, Resident Evil's always been a series I loved. It's just when I kept hearing such a big negative response to 6 that kind of just pushed me away. Where I was like, yeah, I don't know if I want to touch that one.
Fun story with 6. Now that you reminded me. So back in the day, I think that game came out in 2012. It was still in the end days of PS3 and 360.
Yeah.
And I remember that game was supposed to come out like a Tuesday or something. I go to Walmart, and it was like days earlier. They already had it in stock. I'm like, what the fuck is this? I bought it right then and there because I'm like, is this a mistake? What the fuck is this out? Like,
it's like, whatever, I'm taking advantage.
And right there, I should have known that fucking Walmart, like, they knew, like, this game is trash. And
it's like, before the reviews are out, buy the game.
That game, God, man, like, it just, if you thought 5 is like action movie dumb, like, this one is like, oh boy, like,
That's like slightly action movie dumb, a little bit racist.
I don't think it's racist because, like,
I mean, you can look back and can see some.
But like Resident Evil 4 was a bunch of Spanish people.
Yeah, I know. That was
like, you know what I mean? Like, and they were in Spain. Like,
racism. Capcom.
Capcom, you sons of bitches. All right, so from a bad game to a, I don't think it's bad. Okay, so let's talk about Anthem. So I'm gonna start. You know, Anthem came out. Okay.
Did it?
For regular people, it came out a few days ago, 2 days ago.
Are you sure?
Friday, was it the 22nd? Yeah, 22nd.
Is it, you sure
Listen,
it's not coming? It's not dropping today?
Listen, I don't got the chart on me, all right? I don't have the equation for me to figure out what day you're getting it, but yeah. I'm gonna start with the positives right off the bat. Looks amazing. Obviously was not gonna look like that first trailer.
Yeah.
And I remember saying from the beginning, watch people get pissed, because there's no fucking way that game is gonna look like that.
People unreasonably angry? What are you talking about?
I get what they're angry, but you know what the description I always say is like, you know when you go to McDonald's, you see these ads outside, of the burgers or whatever. It never fucking looks like that. That's what these demos are, right? I think the first we're gonna play the first demo. Put E3 2017. Anthem E3 2017 gameplay. Because I mean that trailer looked. I saw it back then. I'm like, yo, this is fucking next gen. There's no fucking way this is running. This is running on a fucking Xbox One and a fucking PS4. This is like next gen ass technology.
Hi, I'm John Warner, game director for Anthem.
Mute that dude.
There you go.
You fast forward a little bit so you can see like some of the gameplay. So we're watching the trailer right now. So a lot of the stuff is still there, like walking through that area. It's not as dense as that. All those effects are not there.
It's not as crowded.
Not as crowded. Also, this guy, like the animations here are way better. Like, you know what I mean? Like.
No, I remember seeing. I saw a post of that where somebody put like those pictures side by side. It was like, this is the original video. This is what we actually get.
But the actual the game looks pretty fucking. It still looks fucking awesome. It looks like a really good current gen game, like a really good Xbox One. The world does not look like that. Like it's not as vast. You see how much bigger it is? I think that's what they were aiming for, but they weren't. Like it's a lot. It's here. It seems like you could fucking go down there. Like it seems really far. Like you're miles and miles in the sky or something.
Yeah.
No, it's a lot closer now. The actual game, like that platform is still there and all that. And it still has that kind of like Avatar feel, like the movie Avatar. Like you still get that. Yeah, but graphically, I think it still looks fucking awesome. I played on Xbox One X, so maybe I don't know. I also played on PC before, and it also looked good on PC. Also, all that wildlife like that running around, that's not there. All the dense jungle looking super dense, it's not like that.
This is really what they really wanted to do.
And they got somewhere with it, but not there. So it looks amazing. All the animations and everything are still there. All that still there. Tell you what, flying, the fact that you can fly anytime you want and shoot and hover, it feels like a fucking Iron Man game in many ways, and it's fucking.
Lee was getting so pissed off last week because before we started the show, he was showing us like his gameplay or whatever.
Yeah.
And Pedro and I kept going. I was like, "Yeah, it's Iron Man." He's like, "No, it's not Iron Man."
It's the way you could tell that we're inspired by Iron Man. Come on, look at that. Look at the way he moves and everything. Like,
it's the best Iron Man game we ever got.
Yeah, surprisingly. And the worst Bioware game you ever got. No, actually, no. Andromeda.
I was gonna say, are we forgetting Andromeda?
No, but Bioware proper.
Okay.
So it looks good. Gameplay, fun. Like shooting guns and flying around is fucking fun. Like this. It's as fun as it looks in this video. Like, it looks fucking like a good time. Getting guns and fucking going crazy. Yeah, also, the powers and shit, fucking running lightning down.
But the gameplay is not the thing everybody was worried about. Because everybody was expecting, it was like, all right, these guys know what to do with the gameplay.
But you expect also the story.
Yes, that's right? What everybody was worried about. It's like, is this going to make sense, or are we just going to be...
So now we go to the negative side. The mission design seems really uninspired. Like, I get it's a Destiny like one of those loot shooters, but the loot doesn't even feel like it. It's not interesting. Like, I see this game. So far, I've only played by myself.
Yeah.
The game forces you to play with other players to do missions, but I'm not talking to anybody. Yeah. To me, they're almost like AI characters. I don't care. God, like it just feels like stale. Like. You're going from place to place shooting a bunch of enemies. Like, that's all it is.
Does it feel like they had one idea and EA had another idea as to what they wanted to make it?
I'm not sure if EA had anything to do with it. Okay, maybe they did. So, I feel like this game in many ways feels like it was a single-player game. That other shit added onto it. Because, like, it's super disjointed. The way, like, to launch a mission is a pain in the ass because you can't tell how to do it right. I don't know, man. Like,
well, it's just like notoriously back in the day with Mass Effect, they didn't want to add multiplayer, but kind of EA kind of forced their hand to add multiplayer.
Yeah, it's a lot of that. Like, the loading, the stuff that we gotten away from, like going into a cave and loading constantly, and dude, and some of the loading times fucking, it's true what it's saying online, some of the loading times took like longer than a minute. Straight up.
Somebody said it counted 7 minutes in one.
Oh, I never got that long, but Yeah, man, I was like, Jesus Christ. What else? So I picked the Storm class, which is the it's like a magic wielder. Like he fucking brings lightning, fire effects. Like he does like elemental attacks. I don't know. Like the game, it seems like a cool idea that was there, but the mission design is not. So far, it's not good to me. It's very stale and boring. Like it's not. And the story and the character animations, it feels like every character is fucking amped up, like overplaying the character. Like everybody's like, like that. Like
that was
like,
Lee's complaint last week too when he was showing us. He was like, "Yeah, it's like this dude just seems like he's overacting like crazy."
every character feels like they're overacting. That's a problem. I'm like, what's going on? Like I don't get this. Why is this happening? BioWare, like, yeah, I get a lot of the same BioWare that made Mass Effect 2. It's not there. Like I get it, but. Jesus, man. Like, at least I was hoping the story was fucking awesome. And there's some hints of some cool story moments. But right now, I just don't care. Like, I'm just like, whatever. It's just fun shooting. That's about it. Like, it got to a point yesterday. They were like, we got to this area. It's pretty much what it is. You go to an area, you hold that point for whatever story reason. You get waves and waves of enemies. Then you fly to another area, hold that point, waves and waves of enemy. Then you go to another area, hold that point, waves and waves of enemies. Like that's what that game is, over and over again. Yeah, like I'm just not sure. Like, what? Like I'm playing. I'm like, all right, so this is it. Like, this is what we're gonna do for the rest of the game. If that's it, man. I don't know. The story better fucking grab me or something. Like something cool better happen. Because so far I'm just like, man, what the fuck?
Someone grabbed you, all right. Grabbed your wallet.
Yeah. Oh, not mine. Through the power of account sharing, I'm not paying a single dime for this.
Yeah, we're watching a little comparison video here.
Yeah, showing the before and after.
Yeah, what the retail version looks like on a high-end PC.
The game doesn't look bad. Like, it still doesn't look bad. It just doesn't look fucking next-gen like the other one.
Yeah.
What game have you seen currently that has that many NPCs?
No, I know.
Like that, right? Like, densely like that. Like, look at Assassin's Creed fucking Unity and see how well that went.
I'd rather not. I'm done with Assassin's Creed.
Yeah, so, like...
I'm sure they'll sell me in another one eventually, though. I'll see like the gameplay video of like
Assassin's Creed Puerto Rico. Okay, I'm in. He plays a pirate. Wait, nobody did that.
A booty pirate.
Listen, just because you want to go to Booty Island, all right?
Listen, I never went there. I was promised Booty Island. We never went.
So yeah. What else did I play? So I played that. Played more Kingdom Hearts. Hey, I think Kingdom Hearts is growing on me. I did the Tangled World. It's almost a re-fucking telling of the movie.
Yeah, they said a lot of the Disney worlds, like the ones that feel like it were being developed like earlier, like back when like Kingdom Hearts 2 finished and they were already working on the next game. It was like they say those feel like they're just retellings of the film for some reason.
Yeah, I don't know what the fuck. Like those, like the Tangled one, like every like scenes were legit like shot for shot.
So
retelling.
You haven't done the Pirates of the Caribbean one yet?
No, not yet.
Because everybody says that's where like the whole game like changes. It's like,
it gets better.
Yes, they say that one that world feels next gen.
I thought Toy Story felt next gen, especially when you go outside as a toy.
Yeah.
You see the cars and shit. Like that felt fucking awesome. But
because they say the other worlds feel like a PS2 game.
The Tangled world feels like that. It's nothing to do. It's like, yeah, you have this forest and it looks cool, but like there's nothing to do. And you go to fucking the town or whatever, but like there's nothing there. Like you see the town is massive, right? Like looks like this fucking cool ass town.
So I'm assuming your wife is sitting there explaining everything to you because she's a Disney fan. So.
I like Disney too, but yeah, it was just weird. I was like, it just felt like a retelling with fucking Sora there and fucking weird. The funniest part about this game is not intentionally funny.
Yeah.
Is seeing like these characters, like Final Fantasy characters, just walk in there like into these worlds, and them trying to like RC Woody and fucking Buzz can do crazy shit, so they always keep it tame.
Yeah.
You see like Square like wanted to like push it a little, and then you can see with Disney's like no.
Yeah. Mickey's hand just pops out of nowhere.
Yeah, no. So that's always fun to watch. So yeah, what else did I play? Anthem, Kingdom Hearts. I started Final Fantasy 9 on Switch. I don't think I ever played that one.
I've never played it.
People keep saying it's one of the best ones. I need to fucking try it.
I hear that a lot. My buddy of mine who did play it, because he used to buy every Final Fantasy. He said, "Oh, that one's like."
I think that was the time. That one came out during a time. I think the PS2 was already about to come out.
Yeah,
it's like near the end of the.
It was the end of the cycle because you're already hearing about 10 being worked on or whatever. And like,
wait, I think they were announced at the same time.
Probably
10 and 9. I think 9 was shown. Also, this is 10. I think that's what happened. Yeah, it was something along those lines.
Basically, telling people was like, hey, if you still have a PS1, you can get this one. If you're upgraded to the next gen, we got one for you coming out too.
Yeah.
So it worked.
When first time we saw 10, we were like, holy crap.
Yeah, I didn't like it at first though. Like I played 10 at first when it first came out. I didn't like it, but that's because I was so used to like the 7 and 8 style of gaming. Like,
but you didn't like the way it was, like kind of more realistic-y, kind of.
Yeah, like now I love it. Like I have it upstairs. I still have. That's another one I have to beat. I think I'm like 40 hours into that.
Oh God.
And I still haven't even got much. The thing, my problem with Final Fantasy games is like I don't level up a lot. I'm not one of those grinders that go. I just play the game.
You're a grinder.
In private's a different
Come on. You couldn't expect me to fucking say nothing there.
Yeah, I kind of was.
All right, so should we move on right to the news now?
Yeah.
Might as well. So we've lately, especially this year, we've been talking about the bromance between fucking Nintendo and Xbox, Microsoft. It's been, I gotta say, it's been extremely weird, especially growing up the way consoles used to be. It kind of felt like this first time fucking Sonic ended up on GameCube. You're like, oh shit. Like, on PS2, you're like, oh, like, you know what I mean? It felt weird. Like, it's like if Mario on PlayStation, you're like, what the fuck? That's fucking weird. Yeah, this is the same feeling I'm getting right now seeing this shit. Like, I don't get the end game here. I guess Microsoft is trying, like, I know they're trying to be on everything.
Yeah, more people would.
But they still have a console.
Yeah.
So, all right. So let's get right into it.
Maybe their exclusives will just be on the console.
No. So let's all this stuff right now is rumors. So let's start by saying that. So xCloud and Game Pass to come to Switch, and first-party games like Ori and Cuphead supposedly supposed to come as well. So
I can see those games on Switch.
Yeah, but they're running natively in the system, not like xCloud.
Yeah.
So that could the xCloud thing is interesting because that means that you can stream that first-party games into your Switch.
Well, you know, Microsoft wants to get into the whole streaming.
Yeah, and they've said it when they announced the xCloud thing. They're like, yeah, we want to be on every device. As I keep saying, we want to be in every device. So
wouldn't that be crazy? You buy a PlayStation or Switch, like right now it's Switch, but you buy a PlayStation and you can play freaking Microsoft games on there.
That'd be fucking nuts. But I don't think. Okay, so I was reading an article by Jess Corden from Windows Central. He was just talking about how xCloud and Game Pass is a good idea.
Yeah.
Coming to Switch, they're coming to everything. And so Windows Central has a good track record of like getting some juicy Microsoft scoops all the time. They usually, I think they were the ones to talk about Scarlet first and then calendar and all that crap.
Doesn't sound like that's their thing at all.
No, of course not. But they know somebody. They have sources.
Yeah.
Because they always seem to get the scoops. So this guy's in the article, he says something along the lines that he heard about this a year ago, but he didn't believe it. He just heard like rumors saying like, but they were saying like, oh, Microsoft wants to get xCloud and Game Pass on fucking PlayStation, Switch, and he didn't believe it. I think the PlayStation thing, I think is something they were just talking about rather than actually. I don't fucking see Sony giving them, especially when they have their own console. They're like, no, get out of here with that shit.
Go away.
Yeah. But to Switch, I think it makes a lot of sense. And on the article as well, I read that so all Xbox exclusives since 2016 have been coming to PC as well.
Yes.
Right? So that's already been a thing. But console sales for them seem to be trending. I mean, they're still in second place behind. Might as well be last place, all right?
Right.
They're in last place.
Switch came out and Switch is already gaining on them. So
yeah. But it seems like Xbox sales are still going up, right? So maybe they're onto something. Maybe do still get it. At the end of the day, people still want consoles. Like you can get a PC and be more powerful, but it costs more money. You get to dick around with drivers and all that shit.
Isn't that kind of like the nature of a lot of apps these days? Like some of them have an actual device you can get, like a Roku.
Yeah.
I have an actual device, but you can also get a Roku app on like some, I don't think it's PlayStation, but like devices like that.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, I think it's something like that.
Yeah, or do shit like that. But it's like, I don't know, maybe they're just thinking of going that route. It's like, well, we're going to have our main box that you can do stuff, but you could also play it anywhere if that's not your thing.
But I think that's what they're trying to go with this. Like, yeah, you could, if you have a Switch, you can stream our games and stuff, but or if you want to play, if you want the best experience, you buy the Xbox.
That's exactly how they're going to sell it. Is if you want the best experience, you buy our console, but yeah, you can play it on whatever.
Do you think that'll backfire in any way? It's all weird.
It's weird, but I don't see it backfiring. Because it's more accessibility to
but do you think not backfiring to them as far as like money? They're gonna make money regardless. Yeah. But as far as like their console, like, do you think the Xbox brand will be more than just the console? Like, do you think people are like when the next console gets announced, because it's still happening? Supposedly, according to the article as well from Jazz, he says that they have more engineers now. They have more people working on these consoles, so they're taking consoles seriously still.
Yeah.
It's just hard to think.
Aren't they working on like two different ones though?
Dude,
diskless one, or that's the one a streaming box. They
have a streaming box, like all these different things. I don't know. They're making a lot of bets on streaming. I don't know. Sony did the same thing a few years ago. Then now starting to pan out a little more, but it wasn't when it first came out. But supposedly they said that they have technology that they figured it out how to like make it. Streaming be a viable thing. Maybe
partially download like something.
Yeah,
it's gotta be something like that.
They need. They were saying.
I'm pretty sure you have to download something.
You need some sort of power. You need something to do something in the system in the console itself.
Yeah.
So it just can't be a box with just an internet thing. It needs some sort of horsepower in it.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just weird. Like the second this shit gets, I mean, there's so much shit, like so much rumors. It's fucking happening. I'm at this point, I'm like, all right, this thing is some way, shape, or form. This is happening. The thing I don't see is like Game Pass. I think Game Pass would be like for Switch would be like a specific Game Pass. Like it's like these games, because like Doom is on Game Pass, but also Doom is on Switch. I don't see why they. You know what I mean? Like. Shit like third party stuff. I don't see why Microsoft would be like, yeah, you could play on Switch. Like,
yeah, I think they're Game Pass for other consoles like a Switch. I think it's gonna be more of their exclusive game.
Yeah, all three of them. Yeah. Like be like, yeah, you could play them. No, but I think they'll.
Or maybe like classic games, so classic like 360 games.
Yeah, that'd be fucking interesting. But the streaming thing is, I'm still not sold completely on streaming. I like streaming. It's just
streaming on a Nintendo console.
Yeah, it's just
who's notoriously bad at the internet.
No, but so streaming. Nintendo has been meddling with streaming because remember, Resident Evil 7 came out for Switch in Japan, streaming, and supposedly if you have a decent internet connection, it fucking works all right.
Yeah, I heard horror stories though too. So
yeah,
and not just the game.
Also, Assassin's Creed Odyssey is also it's also streamed.
Yeah, you can play that on Google, right?
Yes, and I heard, and then people were saying like, "Yo, this streaming thing is all right. Like, you don't feel the latency as much, and it just drops resolution rather than like pitch."
I think they're getting it better because like just game companies in general. Cause
the streaming is our future. Like that's what we're going. If you like it or not, that's where we're going.
Like I said, I don't have the freaking what is it, PlayStation Now anymore, but like I was playing Ni no Kuni on there for a while. It was just like I didn't feel like this like a glitch or anything.
Yeah, I've been wanting a reason to get fucking PlayStation Now. So
I want to get a reason right now, obviously, because I have like other priorities, so I had to cut back on certain things. So that was a luxury that I didn't need. So
I don't need this shit. If PlayStation Now, even if they do like all exclusives are like a week later or something, that'd be a fucking sweet ass deal.
You never know. They could be working on with PS5 now because they know they got to compete with Game Pass now.
But it depends which way it goes, though, because it could be that Microsoft is also going to backpedal out of that, like, by the time the next consoles get announced, right? Like,
wouldn't that just be hilarious? Sony goes all in and Microsoft backpedals. It's like, What's everybody doing right now? What's going on?
And then Sony's like, oh, so you guys are not doing it? Never mind. So exclusives are not available on the service. Give us $60 for each one.
They'll leave it available for like the first year, and then they'll be like, yeah, we're gonna slowly cut back and not tell anybody. We're just gonna cut it back.
Yeah, I think Microsoft will do something like that. Because, but again, they still, supposedly, I forgot where I read this. Companies like subscription services.
Yes.
Because they're getting the money up front. Like, they like getting money, like, same way they like pre-orders. Because they like getting all that money up front, too, right? It's like a guarantee rather than a...
Because it takes out GameStop, basically, from the whole resale thing. Because it's like, oh, look, you don't even have to worry about purchasing the game, you know? Just pay us the money up front. You play the game. When you're done, it'll always be there if you ever want to go back to it.
Yeah.
So, you know, I can see that companies will... Like
do you think this shit will get formally announced this year? Like either a Microsoft press conference or... Okay, so picture this. Before you give your answer, Microsoft, since Sony's not being at E3 this year, they're like, we're going to go... They said, and Phil Spencer said, no, we're going... They supposedly have meetings, and they're like, what should we do? Should we hold back or play the same thing Sony's doing? Or should we just go in... all in, fucking guns blazing, fucking hit him with everything. Do you think this was this place?
Yeah, I think it probably leaked earlier than they wanted it to, because they probably are holding. They were probably just one of the big things they were probably holding to their chest, you know, waiting for E3. I can see them opening it up with that, like showing like a Switch and an Xbox, and then something like merging together and then showing.
And then they're showing fucking Phil Spencer come out with fucking 2 Chainz and Shigeru Miyamoto's on this side, Koizumi's on this side. Like, I bought them, fuckers. I'm just trying to think. Like, this is so fucking weird. I don't think this ever happened to PlayStation. No. Like, I don't think Microsoft and PlayStation would join forces in this way. Well, the reason it happened on Switch is because the Switch technically is not like a direct competitor, even though it is. It's still not like the direct competitor. You know what I mean? Like.
Then I think Microsoft had tried, you know, working with Sony on certain things, and just Sony being their stubborn selves. We're like, no. And that's just for like crossplay stuff or whatever. It's like, hey, you know, maybe it'd be good. No. But
they don't have to do it. Like, they're at the point they don't need to.
I know.
You know what I mean? Like what's in it for them? There's a lot in it for Microsoft, not for Sony. So
it's always that weighing. It's like, what do I weigh my competitors doing, but will it help us in the future?
Yeah, you know, I think it's that thing. Right? Yeah, it's just fucking weird. Like, and I don't like. So Nintendo and Microsoft working together is not a random. Viva Pinata came out on DS, right?
Yeah.
That was a Viva Pinata game. So it's like Minecraft is on PlayStation and Xbox. So Xbox hasn't been completely closed off to putting their games and other shit. There was a Halo coming up for DS. I remember that leaked a few years ago.
Yeah, something.
I'm not sure to what capacity. I don't know if that was like a tech debt thing or, but there was a Halo fucking game coming up for DS that was being worked on for DS.
Yeah.
So that fucking was a thing. So I don't know, bro. Like, I'm still like trying. When I think about this, it makes my head hurt. I'm just like. What the fuck does this mean? Like, am I gonna play? Like, are they gonna
Because it breaks everything that we've grown up in.
From where we're used to, exactly.
We grew up when you more so towards the end of the original console war, but I've lived through the fucking OG Sega Nintendo battle, and then freaking Sony coming in the fray and just fucking assassinating Sega.
That was the backstab.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, because when I came into games, so like actually like following them and like paying attention to what the fuck was going on, like PS2 was about to come out. So
that's the thing. Like, I get people complaining. Like, these days, there's not so much of like you shouldn't really put all your eggs in one basket anymore. But back in the day, it was because it was just the loyalty of the thing. It was like, oh, these guys make the better games. I'm sticking with them.
And while fucking Phil Spencer, Reggie, and fucking Sean Layden fucking having steak dinners. Yeah. Look at these suckers. Because it's funny, 'cause like I said, like the whole console war thing is only the fans do that shit. Like, obviously they're competitors, but they don't fucking.
There once upon a time was console war stuff.
It was at one point that way.
Read the book Console Wars. It's fantastic.
Yeah, there was a lot of fucking shitty shit going on.
Yeah, but now these days it's just everybody like. What was it that Sean Layden said? Oh, he was talking about like E3. He was just like, he was talking about how much he loves the other systems too. He's like, oh, they're great. I think they're fantastic. He's like, I have a Switch. I play it all the time.
Yeah, like, he won't say that about an Xbox though.
No. Microsoft, yeah, it's gathering dust in my show.
No, but if Phil Spencer actually said that about PlayStation.
Yeah.
Wait, remember when Phil Spencer came in? It was when the Xbox was bad place. He came in, different attitude, like fucking like, yeah, I love games. People were freaking, like Xbox diehards were freaking out. Like, why? What do you mean you have a PlayStation? Because he's like, yeah, I love Uncharted 4. Like, I've been playing, I play my PlayStation. I love my PlayStation. And people were like, what the fuck is going on? So you could already tell, already tell, like, where his mind was at back when he came into power in 2014. Like, his fucking dark plans. And a lot of, like, Xbox fanboys are fucking, they're really upset because like they're like, fucking with consoles, or the Xbox brand is losing steam, and it's like, but technically according to the article it's like, no, they're not. Like I
don't get the whole brand loyalty stuff. Like, don't get me wrong, I love my PlayStation and all, and I've always been, I guess, a Sony guy.
Yeah.
And I'm not above getting other things, just games on the other systems haven't
grabbed you.
Yeah. It hasn't been like, oh, I need to play that.
Actually, you live a better life that way.
Yeah.
I wish, like, usually when new generation, like, again, when at the time when the PS4 and 360 and Xbox One came out, I didn't have enough money to get them. But now I want to have the capacity to when the new consoles will come out to get both of them. But I don't think I would. I think I like when this generation started, I had a PS4 and that's it.
I'm probably gonna have to take a second mortgage out on the house before the new systems.
When the PS5 gets announced?
Yeah, PS5, the new Xbox.
PS5 has a little hole in the back.
Switch 2.
Wait a minute.
What? You just came out. Why do you have another one? God damn it, Nintendo. Every couple years, Nintendo always upgrades. They don't technically do a new like system like handheld wise, but they always upgrade.
Yeah, they always tend to fucking do it. Do you see a future like if Ori and the Blind Forest and Cuphead come out natively on Switch, like on the store, not a fucking in-game pass, like an actual thing? Do you think you see Forza coming out on this, like, or some first-party stuff? Like, you know what? We'll fucking put games on Switch because Switch is a different market. Like
I said, I think I'd probably see older 360 games like come out on Switch. I'm not sure about like current gen, just because
it's so fucking, you can't handle.
Yeah.
Doom runs on Switch by the fucking miracle of God. Hellblade somehow runs on Switch. Wolfenstein, they're compromised versions. I'm not gonna say they're fucking they look up to par.
Well, yeah,
but
I've seen the comparison videos to Wolfenstein and what they had to like kind of.
But it looks fucking damn good for the running on a tablet. You're like, what the fuck? This looks all right.
And honestly, if you don't watch the comparison videos, you probably really notice it.
Yeah, once you watch a comparison video, you're like, oh shit, like,
yeah. Then you're like, I see what's.
But if you play on that small ass screen, I don't think you'll notice that much, right? Like.
No,
I don't know, bro. There's a weird timeline. I feel like I somehow enter a black hole, and I'm coming out to the weird timeline. And
the truth is, you're in a Black Mirror episode.
Oh God.
Those don't end.
So does Microsoft kill us all at the end of this? Like
probably. It's gonna control.
Or does Nintendo do this? I don't know. Dude, Sony needs to do something. There's too much talk right now. Like Nintendo and Microsoft, they're getting too much airtime.
I think they're planning something.
I think this year they'll do something, and when they do, fucking the world will be watching.
Like I did like his, everybody was freaking out about them backing out of E3. I did like Sean Layden's explanation where he's like, E3's been kind of stale to us, like the past couple
current form of E3.
Yeah, so he's like, I just want them. It was like, we're not against going back. It's just we want them to change the way they do things, make it more, like you were saying, make it more like comic conventions where the fans are allowed to go in, get dressed up. Let it be more open instead of being this. It's like we're not in the age of having just reporters and everybody come in to test these out.
Like Nintendo has been doing the whole Nintendo Direct thing, right? Yeah. So it's like mini E3s throughout the year. That's pretty much what it is.
And partly for the same reason where they don't see the whole point of going all the way over there making this big presentation for a bunch of people.
But at the same time, I think there is value to E3. Like the industry gathers for what, and you see all these fucking announcements. I fucking still love that. Like,
well, no, that's what I'm saying. It's like he doesn't want that part to change, but he just wants like fans to be able to.
I definitely agree with that. Like I thought PSX was a fucking fantastic idea. The first 2 years, you got some fucking media announcements. You guys get some cringe moments too, like the Final Fantasy VII thing. It was fucking awesome. Yeah. Please be excited.
10 years from now, you will get it.
Yeah. So yeah, like, why are we talking about this again?
I don't know. We just went to say.
Let's move to the next story. Nintendo reviving a dead game. More rumors suggest that it's Scalebound.
Yes, I looked at this. I didn't read the article, but I saw
the plot
this.
thickens.
I was like, well, yes, that's a very Japanese type of game. I could see.
But doesn't Microsoft own Scalebound?
Yes.
Platinum Games was making it, but they were paying them to make it. So it's like
it's a conspiracy.
There's some IP thing, unless there's some truth to. All right, so the news story is I forgot the guy. I forgot the name of the dude. But he was on Kind of Funny Gamescast or something, or Games Daily. He was a host on that show. And he just said, I'm not confirming this, but I've heard this, that Nintendo's reviving a game that we thought was dead, that was officially confirmed dead. Not by Nintendo, they didn't say by who, but they're reviving it for Switch. So that happened. So people were speculating online, right? It was like, "Who the fuck fucking game is it?" People like every single game that everything got canceled. People like fucking trying to read through it. Then another rumor, I forget who was it that said it. It was on Twitter or something. Said like, "Oh, it's Scalebound." Mm-hmm. Everybody's like, "Oh wait, this makes a lot of fucking sense." Like, Nintendo and Platinum have a really strong relationship right now. Yeah, Bayonetta.
Didn't last week we watch the
Astral Chain? Yeah, that's exclusive for Switch. And Bayonetta only happened because of Nintendo came in. Yeah. The only fucking last company you would expect to support Bayonetta came through and supported Bayonetta. And Bayonetta 3, like Bayonetta now, it's almost like a Nintendo IP. It's weird, even though the first one was like on all the consoles.
Yeah. But the second one was too. It was the third one that was exclusive. Right?
Nope. Second one.
Was it?
The third one still hasn't been shown yet. The third one's announced.
Oh, I don't know.
So the first one was on 3. That's why I played on 360 first. 360 and PS3. So then after that, so Scalebound. Could it be that some of these rumors got intertwined? Could it be that Microsoft is bringing Scalebound back? Imagine if Microsoft. People were fucking pissed at them, like, "Yo, we fucking bring a Scalebound. It's also on Switch."
I could swear we talked about that game like not too long ago, like as something that we wanted to see that just never got made.
Yeah, I just, dude, this is getting too complicated now. I'm trying to.
It was just a very, very ambitious game from Microsoft in the first place, and they couldn't crack it, so it was like, all right.
Yeah, I wonder what happened. So that game looked really fucking choppy. And the idea was pretty cool, but like when you see that game running back then, it was really choppy. So something with Platinum Games happened that,
or maybe just I think we came to a point where Platinum Games was like, all right, either keep working on this, and if this fails, maybe they were putting too much resources into it where they're like, if this fails, we're done, so we need to be able to go do something else or something.
Or maybe Microsoft was putting their foot down, like, "Oh, it used to be done by this time." They're like, "No, that's not how we fucking work." Like,
yeah, that's not happening, bro.
So then they couldn't get to an agreement. They canceled.
Who do you think you are, EA?
Or the game just wasn't turning out. Like the state that they making this thing like just.
They probably announced that it was dead, but it probably wasn't dead. It probably just got brought back into like way back into the development. It's like, all right, we got to start from scratch.
Fresh, yeah.
Start from scratch.
You know what they could do is like, we're starting fresh, but I'm trying to, because in my mind I'm like, we're starting fresh for next gen to full out the vision we try to do.
Yeah.
But if it's coming out for Switch.
No, that's like a half step.
But like the power required to.
That's what I'm saying. Because Switch is like a half step up from like PS3, 360, but it's not fully.
Yeah,
PS4.
It's not fully Xbox One, PS4. I think somebody describes like 70% there.
Yeah.
It's just the CPU is really slow, so it can handle a lot of things.
Yeah, you got to make a cutback somewhere to make it affordable.
For real. Yeah, so
you don't want a PS3 in your hands again. Everything was so expensive. It was like, oh yeah, don't worry about it. You got this.
No, we don't. So if it's not Scalebound, what other games do you think it could be? A game that was canceled?
Silent Hills. No.
Can you imagine?
Yeah, that's a Konami property, though, so that's a whole other.
Hey, Snake is on Smash somehow.
I know, but Konami. I don't know if do they even make games anymore? What was the last game they even made?
They made a fucking Metal Gear. What the fuck is it called? That zombie one.
Oh yeah, none of that.
That trash game.
None of that. That never came out.
They made pachinko machines.
Damn it, I ain't in Japan. I don't play
Come on, pachinko parlor. It might be scale bound. The only thing is that I think it was only one source that said it, so I'm not sure.
Yeah, so they're probably still just wait. That's why you get it. Still a rumor.
Because sometimes when all these rumors happen,
There's usually
there's some truth to it, but it's just maybe not in the way you were expecting it.
Yeah.
So maybe it could be that Microsoft is rebooting this thing, but there's some Switch thing in there, and somehow that got
It might
crossed.
not even be called Scalebound anymore. They might have changed the name.
Unless, that's how I see it coming to Switch exclusively.
Like
if they have to
rebranded.
rename it, because obviously Microsoft, it kind of like.
But you'll probably play it and you'll be like, this looks like something I've seen before.
But they would need to rebuild it, because if all that shit they worked with Microsoft, they can't keep that and put it on Switch. I'm pretty sure that belongs to Microsoft.
You never know. Microsoft is working pretty damn well with
exactly.
Nintendo, though, so get that thought out.
That tells you, I'm still stuck with the old school way of thinking. Nothing matters anymore, right? If I can play Metallica now, nothing fucking matters.
Freaking pigs are flying.
Yeah,
nothing matters.
Next thing you know, fucking. At this point, I'm expecting when the PS5 is getting announced, fucking Phil Spencer to come out and Reggie come out of retirement from the other side and is fucking shaking hands.
Imagine that Reggie just comes out and is like, I've joined the enemy.
Do you imagine? It's like, what the fuck happened? Speaking of Reggie, so Reggie Fils-Aimé is retiring from Nintendo after 16 years of being with the company.
Oh, is that all?
Yeah, he started in 03, I believe, but the first time he was forward facing was 04.
Yes.
And I remember that E3. That's in my mind is one of my most memorable E3s, because that's when they showed that Zelda Twilight Princess for the first time. But dude, he legit. So you're always used to fucking Peter Main and shit, this dude, very corporate and Reggie just comes out fucking saying shit like, my name is Reggie. I'm here to kick ass and take name. You're like, what? Nintendo, what the fuck is going on? And I remember that was the whole thing back then. Who the fuck is this guy? He's so tall. He looks like he could fucking he looks like a wrestler that could beat the crap out of you. Saying that he's here to fucking kick ass and make games. What the hell's going on? And that was the shift Nintendo made at that time.
Yes, that's probably as adult Nintendo gets.
Yeah, it was a weird time. It was a weird fucking time. But yeah, to me, Reggie has been most of my Nintendo life. When I follow Nintendo, he's always been there, kind of, pretty much. Because like I said, I still remember when he fucking showed up. Who the hell's this guy? Yeah, and I don't know. It's gonna
I definitely remember this one. My body is ready.
Yeah, and that stuck for him. That fucking meme is never gonna leave him.
No.
I just wonder what Nintendo's gonna. Oh, did you see that guy who's gonna replace him?
Oh no, I didn't.
You know what his name is? I'll tell you right now. Doug Bowser is his name.
I did see the name.
Yes.
I thought that was just a joke, though.
No, that's legit his name.
Of course, Nintendo will hire a guy.
And it's funny because one of the first
He
pictures.
probably didn't even bring a resume. They just saw his name. You're hired.
You're hired. He's like, I work at a Dunkin's. All right, but don't worry about it. I'll teach you the ropes.
I was just here to clean the
Reggie used to work at Pizza Hut. Let's go. He was the marketing guy at Pizza Hut, Reggie, before he fucking went to Nintendo. Have you seen the funny thing when Doug Bowser first showed he started working on Nintendo? Was a few years ago. There's a picture behind him. I mean, he took a picture of it in his office or whatever, and there's some shelves in the back with some toys and stuff, and there's two plushies of Mario and Luigi being tied up with a cord or something.
Jeez.
Oh God, the Muppet Trinity. Yep. That was E3 16. That was 15. That was pretty good. Yeah. Do you have any? What's your favorite Reggie memory?
Well, the only one I really remember is the "My Body Is Ready" one, just because it was so out there, and that's back when the Wii Fit was the thing or whatever. So I was like, then you hearing this big guy say that, you're just like, what did you just say?
See this guy that could be the crap at everybody, just fucking.
It's that's very intimidating if you're in a dark room and you hear him say that.
My body's ready. You're like, oh, but I'm not.
Hey, whoa, wait a minute. What are we doing? What are we doing right now?
I play Wii?
I thought we were here saying Wii. No, Reggie, that's not the game we came to play.
Do you imagine? So he's retiring.
Yes.
Supposedly on good graces. Find out all the person was leaking shit was Reggie.
Yeah, he has this big paper, the leak list. I love how he just shows up at E3 just to do something stupid like that. Just is like, list of leaks. No, I'm not the one. I know you've heard rumors that I'm leaking stuff. Oh, shit.
Oh, crap.
Yeah.
He's like, Scalebound? What? I would never say that.
Why would he bring that to us?
But we saw you hanging out with Kamiya. Phil Spencer was there. I swear to God, I thought you guys were playing Scalebound. Yeah, it's gonna be a different era for Nintendo. Definitely, Reggie was definitely a bit like he was a lot of the forward-facing. He was the president of Nintendo of America, right?
Yeah.
So he was directs a lot of E3. He was always there, and it was kind of weird. I heard a few people like making that argument a few weeks ago. It was like, you haven't seen Reggie as much recently. Like the last year and a half, you really haven't seen him. Maybe because of this, he's trying to like back out and like.
He was probably just trying to do it very quietly of like, I'm not going to make the big announcement until it's done,
Yeah, and like backing out, not being as forward facing as much, so people like get him out of their mind. You know what I mean?
You can't get Reggie out of your mind. It's too big.
Once you go Reggie, you don't go back.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think my favorite memory of Reggie, I think, is the first time I saw him, like on that E3.
See, I wasn't fully watching like E3s. Like I just read like the news scoops.
Yeah.
But I wasn't like watching the shows. That was more like about like 2006, 2007 when I really started getting into watching.
During the PS3 era,
Yeah.
Yeah, I was watching. I forgot how, because I think the reason I started watching it was because I was at somebody's house and I think they had E3. I'm like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah, I was like, what the hell are you watching? Why are you watching?
What are these games? what the hell's all this? I've never seen any of this shit before. Like, what the hell's going on? Yeah, and the first time he came on, he was just fucking timid. I remember sitting there like, huh?
Who the hell's this big guy?
I don't know. Who is he? The president? What?
Did he work in WWE?
Oh, it's a promo for a new wrestling game. I know.
He's wrestling John Cena SummerSlam.
At some point, he's gonna rip his shirt off, fucking, and suplex Miyamoto to a fucking table.
Fun fact, just some fun sidetrack. So I started listening to Console Wars again. I love when they describe Miyamoto. This is young Miyamoto. Still fits his description today.
Very childlike.
He's like, this real like happy guy, childlike, kind of like mushroom cut.
Yeah.
Very excited to do stuff. Never really programmed a game before in his life. And then now it's like
he somehow created fucking Mario. What the fuck?
First game he ever created, Donkey Kong. For them, so it was like.
Yeah, he made fucking was making.
And it was supposed to be a Popeye game. They also
they lost the rights to it.
They lost the rights like last minute, and they were sued for Donkey Kong. They go through that whole story. In the book of, like how then the lawyer went over there.
Because wasn't the name called Kong at first? And then
no, it was Donkey Kong.
Yeah,
they shipped it as Donkey Kong because they were expecting it. They were expecting the Popeye game because, at this time you didn't have that communication from Nintendo of America and Japan.
Yeah.
So it's like they get this thing and they're like, wait a minute, I thought we were getting Popeye. What's this Donkey Kong thing we got? It's just kind of a hilarious story. It's like the whole chapter 5 in that book.
Yeah, like how it actually happened. It's all very interesting. And it's funny how they happened too, because like I guess Nintendo first released the arcade game. I think the first game was Radar Scope or some shit.
Yeah.
And it didn't do well, so they fucking had to break the machines re-engineer them to play the Donkey Kong game.
Yes,
something like that.
They talked about that in the book too. But before we had all these parts, we didn't want to have to redo a whole thing over again. So I was like, what can we use this for? And that's where Miyamoto came in with freaking Donkey Kong.
I know, he was just an artist. What the fuck?
I know, they
designer
just
artist. Like,
hey, can you redo this? Sure.
He was like an industrial artist or something like that?
Yeah, something like that. He was not a programmer. They made sure to say that in the book where it was like, he had no experience programming. He didn't know what the fuck he was really doing.
But maybe that's what led to Mario. Like if you look at Mario, like the Mario game, Super Mario Brothers, the fact that the scrolling levels and going to new worlds and stuff, that was unseen back in those days.
Yeah,
maybe him not having knowledge of the limitation of the console pushed these guys like, no, I want it like this. Because like, what do you mean? That's fucking impossible. We can't do that on NES. No, but you just we want it like this, and then somehow maybe that fact.
Like you can. You read that book and you could see why Nintendo will not give that man up.
Dude, he's not allowed to. He likes riding bikes. He's not allowed to ride bikes to work. They won't let him. He's like, dude, listen, he's a national treasure. He cannot fucking anything can happen to this guy.
We're gonna see him in a bubble walking around.
Have you ever seen that? There's always a meme with Miyamoto's like, what's he into now? Because usually that's what dictates what game he'll be in, like what game he's gonna create. Like, oh yeah, so as a kid, I used to like going to the forest and exploring. So I made Zelda. Oh yeah, I used to play a lot with ants and stuff, so I did little bugs. So I made Pikmin. You know what I mean? Like, I was into music one day, so I fucking we music.
Yeah, we don't talk about music.
Yeah. I love pizza, so I fucking made Mark. You know what I mean? Like, sometimes like people are like, oh shit, he's riding bikes. Like, what's it mean?
I love that. Once again, part of the book was just how they describe like getting Donkey Kong. They're like, how am I supposed to sell a giant gorilla with a plumber hopping over his barrels to try to save this princess that nobody knows?
Don't worry about it. And look.
That's how the company became big, though.
Yeah.
They figured these things out.
And it's funny because the president of Nintendo at the time, Yamauchi, he did not fucking like video games.
No, but he saw that's where the money was. So.
It's like until
it's his son-in-law that was the Nintendo of America.
Until he died.
Yeah.
He's like, fucking games. And it was funny because like I guess every single game that came through the door he had to approve. Like that's how strict he was. Like, no, I'm approving each fucking game. It's like, nope, each company's only allowed this many games a year. Fuck you guys. No fucking throwing a bunch of games on my fucking console. And look, that fucking worked.
That's what worked. That's what we brought Nintendo to its prominence.
Prominence, demise, and prominence again.
Yes.
So I guess that wraps up today's. What did I say? That wraps up today's show of the Always Gaming Podcast. Remember, we are part of the Never Ready Studios podcast family. You can find us on YouTube, Instagram, Twitter at NVRDY Podcast on Instagram, and VRDY Podcast on Twitter, and our studios on Reddit. I don't think we post anything on there. And YouTube, Never Ready Studios, and Never Ready channel. You find us on there. So yeah, thank you so much for your time and support. And next week we'll hopefully have a full crew and keep on rolling.
Yeah.
Right now you add rolling by
No, I have not put it rolling.
Come on. All right, bye. Bye.